marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave it burst of giants every morning at the open fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every law, fleet destruction. Sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead.
Jericho walls following my faith get loud. Used to great emotional, now my spirit's strong. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, train to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision king. Planting seeds of silence, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention.
I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Lose themselves chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your paw. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Sparking levels in the chains that kept protecting my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smaller. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Scrapperate look foolish before the rain arrives. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's soul reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. Yeah,
It's bigger than trading.
it's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
Cycle,
Move with wisdom.
build with faith.
Smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Bad money.
worship greed,
Love for trading.
panic with a crowd,
Modern Babylon.
you don't fit.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience.
wisdom,
Wisdom.
that's how you escape the system.
Smart action trading.
Yeah,
Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, shade of fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision clear. Planting seeds of silence, while they chase attention.
labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candle like the move of salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave it burst of giants every morning at the open fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every law, fleet destruction. Sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead.
Jericho walls following my faith get louder. Used to great emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, train to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision king. Planting seeds of silence, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention.
I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Lose themselves chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your paw. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Sparking levels in the chains that kept protecting my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smaller. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Scrapperate look foolish before the rain arrives. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's soul reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. Yeah,
It's bigger than trading.
it's about mastering yourself. cycle.
Move with wisdom,
Build with faith.
smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money, worship greed, panic with a crowd, build on fear,
Distraction and emotional slavery.
but discipline,
Patience,
wisdom,
wisdom,
that's how you escape the system.
smart action trading.
Yeah, Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live, chain of fear.
market full of idols.
I should sparkle vision clear.
Planting seeds of solid.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight to move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walk when you wait for confirmation.
The information shared during this live stream is for educational.
Top of the morning, traders, and happy Tuesday, July 21st, and welcome to the most value-packed live trading show, where we live trade, break down charts, give behind back events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a wonderful day yesterday and is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day. In the pre-market, we are seeing some movement. We're seeing tremendous strength in the Qs, primarily led by the semiconductors, again, bought off those lows. The million-dollar question during the first hour becomes, is that strength legit? Do we get that continued break? Do we get that continued buy up? If it is, that could possibly carry SPY to the upside. That could possibly start to lift up those semiconductor names. We are seeing some movement in the pre-market in Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin did break above that 65K. That 65K psychological level. Before we proceed, guys, what happened yesterday stays yesterday. What happened today stays in today. Make sure to look to take advantage of the best opportunities. Right, try to stay as present as possible. Focus on the execution. When trades go in your favor, take profits. When trades go against you, make sure to respect your stops. All right, we're officially open. Pretty decent gap up to open things up. If you recall yesterday, guys, that 745 level was a major level. So small caps and Qs are starting to push. Qs, the question for the Qs during this first opening stretch here is, can the Qs hold above that PMH? Can the Qs hold above that PMH? All right, can the Qs hold above that PMH? If not, that can be very trappy. Don't be tricked into the traps. Let the dust settle here a little bit. Okay, let the dust settle here a little bit. Let that 1 minute candle close. We have another gap up. So gap from yesterday has been closed. Good morning everyone on YouTube. Make sure to like the video, guys. As soon as you come in, smash the like button. That's going to really help push the stream out as we continue to grow our platform. All right, so make sure to like. That's the cost of admission. All I ask you is to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're a first-time viewer, let us know you're joining from. Long-time viewers, take the next steps. Join our community to unlock all the resources and tools, access to delay-free, ad-free stream, along with a host of other resources to help you on your journey. All right, all the links are pinned in the description. You can also see QR codes flashing on the screen. You can scan that anytime and join. Use the code TRIAL30. That should still be valid for your first month to get 30% off. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started with my G50. Okay, I'll manually do it. G50. Okay, so 745, the notorious 745. We had a notorious level a few months back, if you guys recall. Okay, remember the 710 level? There was one stretch when we were trading at the 710 level for almost 2 weeks. Okay, at 745 is not to the same extent, but we've been gravitating towards that level a couple of times. Look at that trap above PMH on Qs. All right, comes into that PMH, traps. Tesla still has that strength. Let me just take a look at the IV on Tesla. Okay, yesterday's IV on Tesla was 70. Today, IV on Tesla is 85. You can see how it's gradually pushing to the upside. Gradually pushing to the upside. The Qs are sliding to 705. Okay, that was a nasty, vicious trap on the Qs, guys. Vicious trap. Palantir is looking to broke below that daily downside breaker. Okay, we're seeing some strength on Tesla. Tesla might be a no-fly zone for me. No touch zone for me. It's very, very high. IV is very high. The closer it gets to earnings. Okay, so continue to monitor the IV on Tesla. Okay, Qs. Qs basically pump fake on the Qs, guys. Pump fake on the Qs. Pump fake on the Qs. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so the strength that we saw in the Qs quickly got faded. We're back at this key zone. Okay, we have 745 between 745.13 and 744.30 at 93. This is basically a magnet. Okay. So no matter how far we go, we seem to gravitate back towards this territory. Okay. So let's see if that remains true. That's an early magnet. We're going to detect that magnet early. So whenever there's magnets, the setups that work best are mean reversion setups. Okay. Mean reversion setups are the ones that work best. Okay, Q selling off very aggressively here. Nasty trap. That was vicious. A vicious trap there on the Qs. We're starting to see Tesla push. We're starting to see the Dow hold up where it is. We're starting to see small caps maintain their strength. Qs are back below 705. They probably want to get to that PML 703.32. Let's see. Unless they reclaim 705. SPY bouncing off that 50% retrace. 743, 745.13. Good morning, everyone on YouTube. Good morning. Let's get to the chat on YouTube. Good morning. So as you're coming in, guys, smash the like button. Let today be the day we do the giveaway. We have over 100 plus people joining us. So that's our best chance to get to 100 likes before 10:30. Good morning and God bless you, George, and your family, health, and economy, and followers in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Fishman, as always, thank you for speaking life into the chat. May everyone have gratitude for the last stream and smash the like button. Verse of the day, Matthew 10:16. Okay, behold, I send you forth as a sheep in the midst of the wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as a dove. Amen. Could you take a look at Microsoft? We'll take a look at Microsoft. Yep, let's take a look at Microsoft. What does Microsoft have going on? Tesla's pushing to the upside, so let's take a look at Microsoft there. Microsoft, that 400 level on Microsoft is going to be key. 400 on Microsoft is going to be key. Small caps are running. Okay. Qs are starting to reclaim that 705. Was that just a nice little shake and bake? We got Palantir pushing as well. Nice bounce off that level on SPY. Qs are getting bought off those lows. Daily open for today, 746.36. 746.36 is the daily open. Weekly open is right there. So you see how it changes colors, right? It goes yellow because we're very close to it. The Dow starting to push the upside as well. Dow pushing. Dow and small caps pushing. We're starting to see memory starting to push. The memory ETF. And what you'll notice here, team, is look how many levels we have in this range. Between that 744 and that 747, that $3 range, look how many levels we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, within the $3 range, we have 8 levels. All right, so within the $3 range, we have 8 levels. All right, that's basically, we have a level every 37, 38 cents. Okay, so every 37, 38 cents, we have a level. So that tells us it's bumper to bumper type of traffic. See Microsoft can hold above that 400 and continue to push above that PMH. Microsoft is showing some signs of life. Okay, so be mindful of that. Bumper to bumper traffic. Anyone have any swings overnight? Microsoft is pushing nicely. Okay, Qs continue to sell here. Qs, all eyes on the Qs. All eyes on the Qs. Theme song for the Qs is All Eyes on Me for today. Okay, that's the Qs theme song. So they're starting to get a nice little push back above that 705, back above that daily upside breaker on the 15. All right, so they're starting to recover here. They're starting to recover here. Microsoft, PMA trap. Look at that nasty work. Amazon to the downside does look appealing. Amazon, I'm looking at. So these are the 1 DTs. Okay. Yesterday, for some reason, I was thinking I was somewhere else yesterday. I was thinking I was in the ones. All right, just a mental lapse. So Amazon to the downside does look appealing. XLK continues to push. Apple did break below these lows. We discussed the importance of allowing this to have that clear breakdown and recovered very quickly. Okay, so Apple to the upside does look appealing as well. During that first 15 minute, okay. Looking at the 330s on Apple. $330s on Apple if it breaks the upside, and basically $320s if it breaks the downside. So either way, whichever one wants to take out. Q is going back and forth here, team. Q is going back and forth. It's a fight. It's a fight. Question becomes, do they close below that 705? 705. SPY starting to sell here as well. Okay, we have that pre-market low down here. All right, the clean drop is down here. If you can get past that PML decisively, if there's no buyers here and this zone fails to hold, right, we're going to start to have no traffic in this area. All right. If you took that breakdown below that 750, targeting that PML, manage accordingly. Okay, we're starting to see the Qs dump here. Look at that selling. SPY selling off here. Okay. Names are starting to fade here slightly. Palantir not doing much. Google not doing much. Tesla, very difficult to trade Tesla with that IV so cranked up. Qs are just selling off, guys. And the question becomes, in this stretch here, in the next 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, guys, that first 15 minute, all right, first 15, okay. All right, the question becomes, do we close below 705? Okay, or do we close above 705? We're starting to see the VIX pushing to the upside, getting very close to 18. SPY, nice breakdown away from that magnet. That hourly on SPY is starting to dump. We're seeing some selling on the hourly on SPY. Okay, memory is starting to dump as well. Amazon puts do look appealing. Okay, if they can come into play. Okay, Q's selling there. Tesla trying to get a nice little push to the upside. Apple testing at 325. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. No trade so far, no position so far. Good morning. Sounds heal me. Good morning, News. Good morning, BT6305. Good morning, guys. As you're coming in, make sure to smash that like button. Let's get the likes up. All right, we're 70 likes away from doing a giveaway. All right, 70 likes, so we'll do a giveaway. And we can get that done within the first hour. We'll be in good shape. We'll be in good shape. Okay. All right, if SPY stays within this territory, just generally, okay, in this area, it's going to be very high traffic. Think of it a high traffic area. Okay. Bumper to bumper traffic. Okay, bumper to bumper traffic. The expansion on SPY to the downside, if the Qs continue to sell off, is back below here. So if we can sell off, everything sells off, and SPY is down here and continues to sell, that's going to be the opportunity. So I'm looking at Amazon to the downside if it continues to sell here. I'm looking at Apple to the upside if it can hold at 325. Microsoft at 400 is going to be critical. Q's just falling off a cliff here. Right, so if you're looking to take the expansion to the downside, the big danger is that PML and it just reverts back to the magnet. All right, that's the big. Tesla's looking to come at that those highs. Okay, Qs are breaking those lows. See if they can hold below those lows, if that can drag SPY lower. Okay, Qs are trying to bounce off those lows. Small caps can also come into play as well. Keep a close eye on small caps. You can look at the 292 puts. 292 puts. If everything starts to fall off a cliff. Small caps, they have less friction. Small caps currently, I'm currently testing that PML. 293.86 is currently testing that PML. So the Qs already broke those lows. The Qs already broke those lows. Can the Qs drag everything lower? Okay, SPY is sitting right at that PML. Okay, Qs already broke those lows. If the Qs can stay lower and continue to dump, that's going to drive everything lower. If you're taking SPY down here, you have initial room into that 743.97. Keep a close eye on Amazon as well. Keep a close eye on Amazon. SPY, look at 743s. So look at SPY, 743 puts. IWM 292 puts. Amazon 245 puts. 1 DTEs. Qs are already broken down if you took the Qs managed accordingly. So the Qs are dragging everything lower. Okay, if memory can start to collapse under those lows, that'd be favorable. There goes the Qs, guys. Shockwave on the Qs. Pushing lower. Qs do have room to that PML. Okay, 703.32. Apple also coming into play, the idea from this morning. All right, looking at the 317, you can look at the 317.50s, 320s. I'll go 317.50s. Okay, if Apple starts to break down, has some room to drop into 320. There goes SPY as the Qs continue to drop. Be mindful with the SPY here. Okay, it's in that key zone. Amazon and Apple slowly working to the downside. We have Nvidia also potentially working to the downside. Okay, to be mindful. That is that support. The big danger for that breakdown is we bounce off here and gravitate back towards magnet. Okay, that's the invalidation marker. The hourly, still some selling on the hourly. Still some selling pressure on the hourly. So small caps headed to are northbound. They reclaim pre-market low. The Dow is northbound. Qs are dropping but getting bought off those lows, and then SPY is starting to kind of just flatten out here. Okay. And it's trying to bounce off here, gravitate back towards this magnet. All right, so market context is key in this situation. So nice scale out. If you took Qs, scale out. That's a good scale out. Amazon coming into play here. Amazon and Apple starting to slide. Amazon does have some room to drop, but we're going to need the rest of the markets to drop as well. Nvidia dropping. Nvidia put signal. If you have shockwave. Okay, you have room into that 205.89. You have room at that 205.89. So far, small caps going the other way. So far, Nvidia provide an opportunity. Qs provide an opportunity to the downside for a scalp. How we doing, guys? How we doing? Retrace reject on magnet on SPY. Let's see. All right, you can see that hourly candle. We're starting to get bought off those lows. Okay, we're starting to get bought off those lows. Okay, nice breakdown on Nvidia. Went for that TP for a scalp. Hit that key level. Now the Qs are starting to push back up. Qs are getting bought off those lows. Qs, can they reclaim 705? Just like that, guys. What does SPY bounce off of? This territory here. Where does it gravitate back towards? All right here. All right, so this magnet, very, very powerful to say the least. All right, so price gets away from it, comes back to it. So basically for us to expand, we need synchronized buying or synchronized selling. Okay. I'm looking at the Apple puts here. Let me laser in on Apple here. That PML is right there as well, so be mindful of that. Okay. Apple, that shockwave coincides very closely with that PML. All right, so I'm going to use that in conjunction with the put trigger. Memory's starting to go the other way. Starting to bounce off those lows. What other sectors are moving here? SMH still relatively inside that opening range. It did break the lows, all right, and now it's going back the other way. So it's bouncing off those lows. Okay, Amazon. See, Amazon can hold below those lows. The 245 puts on Amazon. Okay, I like how SPY is starting to come into play. Okay, I'll take Amazon right there. Okay, gonna get filled. Okay, so I'll try again. See if we can get that nice little bounce. If you got filled on Amazon, manage accordingly. Nvidia starting to slide. If you're on Amazon, that thing is falling nicely on that initial break. So TP where you need to. Scale up possibly coming. Amazon is moving nicely. Anyone catch Amazon? If SPY can break back below here, we'll accelerate Amazon. If it gets back above that 745, it can start to wick back up. That might give me a chance to get into Amazon. Okay, so Amazon, nice break. I was looking to take Amazon flat, just purely on the drop. Once that signal came in, just taking it on the drop. So we're looking for Amazon for the retest. Those contracts are now in the money or at the money. So give me one little bounce, Amazon. SPY is just jammed in this territory, guys. Between these two key zones, the SPY is just jammed. Bumper to bumper traffic. Nvidia starting to drop some more. Nice retest on Nvidia. Q's trying to catch a bit off those lows. Okay, see if Amazon. Now what I want to see is reclaim back the upside. Candle closure, fall back under. Alright, so I won't rush the setup. I'll give you some time. If you did scalp that for Amazon to the downside, okay. If you took it on the break, about 58 cents. Alright, anywhere from 10 to 15% under a minute. Okay. So there are some buyers at this PML on SPY. There are some buyers at this PML on SPY. Alright, there are some buyers at that PML on SPY. See if Amazon can resurface. Okay, resurface and then break back under. Okay, I'll take Amazon right there. Okay, when the Amazon puts. My stop is all the way up here. Conservative. See if SPY can start to collapse here to the downside. So first trade of the day, Amazon. Amazon puts. Again, the candle is still live. Okay, see Amazon can start to push into the lows of the day. If SPY can start to reject Amazon lows of the day coming up, okay, that'll be my first target with the majority if we can start to go. SPY trying to test that VWAP. Okay, 5-minute candles inside. So all that buying, nice breakdown on Nvidia. Nvidia's price, guys. Nvidia's action is starting to improve last week or so. Okay, last few days, I'll say last week and some change. Nvidia's action is starting to improve, which is encouraging. Okay, see if Amazon can start to slide into the lows of the day. 246.73. Okay, if you need to TP where you need to, guys. Okay, Nvidia, nice breakdown on Nvidia. We just need some weakness on SPY, head towards that PML that can give us enough room to drop. Okay. Amazon up 7. There goes Amazon. Okay, go Amazon. Okay, coming into the lows of the day, guys. Amazon up 9. If you're scalping, manage accordingly. SPY headed towards PML. That'd be favorable for Amazon to head towards the lows of the day. Okay, so Amazon up 10. My target is low as the day on Amazon. As SPY heads towards PML. Those contracts on Amazon peaked at 154. Nice breakdown on Nvidia. Nvidia looking nice, guys. Nvidia looking nice. Q's falling off a cliff. Q's headed towards PML. So if that PML doesn't hold, we can continue to sell off. Look at Nvidia. Clean chart on Nvidia. So Amazon did get to 246.85. I wanted to get to 246.73 for double-digit extraction. Q's headed towards that PML, guys. Solo mission to PML by the Q's. Okay, SPY still kind of holding the zone here, holding PML. Current horse in the race, Amazon. Did see upwards at 9. I want to take into the lows of the day or stop me out. Scale out, lows of the day, or stop me out. Is the thinking on Amazon. So the sell-off that we're seeing is in the Qs. Okay, so mega cap tech is being sold off. The Dow's holding up. How we doing, team? How we doing, guys? How are we doing this morning? Good morning. Being patient, good. Be patient. All right, patience is the secret weapon. Patience is the secret weapon, guys. So Nvidia gave us a nice push. Windows, 2 windows up, and that's why I heard echo. Okay, sounds good. IWM. Again, if it doesn't work in your favor, get stopped out. All right, manage your stops accordingly. Nice breakdown on Nvidia. Okay, Nvidia starting to push. The Qs are starting to sell off here, but there are buyers at those lows. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised if buyers start to emerge or try to push this thing up off that PML. Amazon, I want to see if Amazon can get to the lows today. All right, so of course, SPY breaking below this pre-market low could favor us, could help that. All right, maybe we can, as long as it stays below VWAP, the trade can still be alive. But if SPY decisively reclaims that 745, reclaims VWAP, maybe that is going to put some pressure on that idea, and then we probably can get very close to that stop out. All right, so Amazon, I'll see how that shakes out. So no change, no modification in position. Bitcoin, okay, just made the highs of the day, highs of the session. Continues to push. Apple, nice push on Apple. Okay, Qs, okay, getting bought off those lows aggressively. Tesla breaking out. Amazon stop is getting very close. Okay, so no close above that level. About a 15 to 17% stop possibly. Okay. We did have that 9% TP opportunity. And the fact that SPY is just going to the upside aggressively. And the Qs are back about 705. Tesla's breaking out. That's not going to be favorable for Amazon. Okay, unless SPY rejects off that territory. Okay. SPY just continue to chop around that PML bounce. All right, PML bounce came into play. No signals on shockwave yet. Latest signal on shockwave, Tesla. Again, Tesla. If you're trading that, be mindful of the IV. We did get a signal on shockwave on Nvidia. That played out nicely. Currently babysitting Amazon here. Okay. Tesla's starting to go. Right, you see we bounced off that PML, came back to magnet. Now do we go to that daily open PMH and come back to magnet? That's going to be the question, all right? All right. That is the question. So we came here, came back to magnet. Now we're away from here. Do we come back to magnet? Okay, Amazon. We need that break on Amazon at the lows of the day. Okay. Still on Amazon, no modification. Right, so if you took your 9, if you had a better entry, maybe you squeezed double digits out of it. Right, you're no longer dealing with the position. Ideally, I would like to see the SPY fall back under VWAP. The Qs did come back to VWAP. See if they can close back under VWAP and start to sell off. Okay, the Qs are jammed between that 705 and that 703. 703.32. Tesla, scale it on Tesla. Alright, so it requires patience, team. So no signal on shockwave on SPY, no signal on shockwave on any of the indexes except for the Qs. Qs, you did get the signal. So if you traded the Qs, alright, even right here, scale it right there, scale it right there. Okay, so you can scalp out of it. Outside of that, nothing clean. Nothing clean on the indexes. Okay. Okay, I like how the Qs are collapsing. Nice rejection off that VWAP. I want that to send Amazon to the floor. Floor being the lows of the day, guys. 246.75. Okay. Nvidia dropping nicely. Nvidia dropping nicely. Big test for the Qs here, PML test. If there's no buyers at PML, okay, the Qs can start to work their way to 702 towards the 702s. Okay. We can see some buyers stepping up here on the Qs on that PML. We can see buyers are trying to protect this magnet territory. Okay, they broke above it, trying to get that bounce off of it. For me on Amazon, no close above this on the 5. Tesla scale out, Nvidia testing that PML as well. The Dow just broke out to the upside. Dow broke to the upside. About to get stopped out on Amazon to get that close. Okay, so tapped it, wicked it. I can accept the wick, but no close. Okay, so let's see. Give me a little bit of room. If I was just accepting the tap, then I'll get stopped out there, but I don't want to wick back above that. I don't want to close back above that level. So let's see if Amazon can finally break down. Down about a 9%. When we did get up there, it was down about 17. Cross up. So this thing needs to break down very soon here on Amazon. It needs to start to break down. Okay, I want that breakdown on SPY as well. That's going to be favorable. And the Q's getting below the PML. If this breakdown on SPY can start to take place, that can favor Amazon. Okay. Down about 13%. Memory's starting to get sold off as well. Memory's about to trigger to the downside. Tesla continues to push. Nvidia bouncing off that PML. Microsoft not doing much. Google not doing much. Okay, I can give this a little bit of time to breathe. It is a 1. Okay, so SMH aggressively selling off here, guys. Memory is holding up, but generally speaking, the semiconductor space is directional to the downside. See if Amazon can get that structural break finally. PML failing to hold on Qs would be favorable. SPY is bouncing off of this magnet. All right, Qs are testing, holding that PML. Keep a close eye on small caps. Small caps coming for that break to the upside possibly. Okay, they're currently sitting right at that 294.07, which is 50% retrace of the daily. What's that 15 looking like inside? Yeah, inside on the 15. Look how choppy SPY is, guys. This is very reminiscent from a few days ago. All right, not last week, but the week before. We had one of the choppiest days of the year. Okay. But we stayed within prior day's range, and we stayed within pre-market high, pre-market low for the entirety of the day. So the only thing holding us up currently, guys, is the Dow. Rotation back into the Dow. Semis are selling off. Memory is about to get that breakdown to the downside. We've seen some weakness in memory. Apple is starting to push to the upside. Okay, if Apple starts to break the upside, I can be interested in Apple. Okay, Amazon still in the position. Amazon still in Amazon here. Letting it cook. Looks like forming a turtle soup. I pretty much only trade pre-market and 15-minute orb now. I'm done for now. Beautiful job, Gary. Good. Did you catch? There's no orb trade on SPY so far. You can technically say that's the trigger. All right, if you use the break, you get stopped out. But on the Qs, there was an opportunity. I traded mostly on Q. Good. Awesome. Good. So you caught it on NQ. Tesla marching forward. Tesla getting to 380. So if we connect the lows to the lows, we connect the highs to the highs, what do we have? We have compression. So who decides the pace? Nvidia still breaking down. Apple. Okay, see the signal on Apple can come into play for the calls. Nvidia, clean chart on Nvidia. There goes memory. Memory's starting to sell off, guys. So those semis are going to be weak. If the Qs close below PML, that could possibly lead SPY back below this magnet territory into here. Okay. If the Qs could break below, hold below pre-market low. And that could possibly be favorable for our Amazon position, for Amazon to start to break down. All right. So that's home for Amazon. So the only thing that's pushing to the upside for the calls is Tesla. Tesla working nicely. All right, but I wanted to avoid Tesla today. The Dow has tremendous strength, guys. If the Dow holds PMH, it's going to come down to who can dictate what. All right, can the Dow hold above PMH, and that basically keeps the Qs above PML, or can the Qs get below PML in the next 4 minutes, hold below it, and the Dow gets dragged back lower? Okay, Amazon starting to go. Okay, Amazon. If you took Amazon the second time, all right, this time around, another signal generated. Okay, you had to sit through any drawdown. So technically, you could have took it for 9-10%. Take your profits. New signal comes in and double dipped. All right. So however you decided to manage it, right? Small caps come into play. Watch that break on small caps. All right. You can treat it as a scalp. It has a little bit of room into that 294.72 territory. Okay, we have 3 minutes left. In the next 3 minutes, if the Qs can remain under 703.32, okay, we can see that breakdown take place. Okay, Amazon, go to the lows of the day. If it gets below the lows of the day, Amazon's contracts have a chance of being valued at in the 150s. Okay, and my average entry is 139. Okay, TP where you need to. Okay, if you're in that position. Breakdown on SPY, favorable for Amazon breakdown. We're starting to see the Qs coil back up. Okay, keep a close eye on small caps above 294.50 for that break into 294.72. You have about a 22-cent runway initially. before you hit any resistance. Smack dab at VWAP. Smack dab at VWAP. Small caps trying to get semiconductor trying to get bought off of that daily level. Same as memory. See if that gets faded. I want to see SPY collapse under magnet. All right. So what's going to help Amazon's position, team, is this. Okay, that will lead Amazon to the lows of the day. If we fail to do that, Amazon could start to struggle here. Okay. So 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay. That in the next 2 minutes, where the Qs close in relation to that PML will be critical, and where the Dow close in relation to that PMH will be critical. That will set the tone because both of them are going the opposite way. They're doing the exact opposite thing. And that's why SPY is basically stuck at this magnet. All right, so very, very, very choppy action to kick things off. Still my Amazon position down about 4 or 5%. Okay, so I'm going to ride that out. Small caps can come into play here if they can get that break. A very tight runway into those highs for potential scalp above 294.50. How'd that 15 look? Okay. So that new 15 coming up as well. We have the VIX going south, headed towards 1750. SPY putting some pressure on that resistance. The Qs, okay, they're bouncing off of that PML. You can see bars picking up off that PML. Keep a close eye on small caps. 295s. Okay, there goes small caps. Let's see if they can hold. There goes SPY. SPY's getting dragged higher. All right, again, my stop is going to be the same on Amazon. All right, so close above this territory in the 5. Aggressive push past it. I'll close out. All right. We have Apple also taking off. To the upside, Apple headed towards PMH. Small caps, nice little break for a potential scalp. SPY, guys, very, very choppy. All right, so the first 45 minutes of the day's in the books. New 15 here. All right, so what takes place here is critical. There goes SPY. Look at that trap right there. Okay, it gets the break, trap. All right, now it's dragging all those buyers all the way down here. VIX starting to bounce here as well. Okay, Qs getting very close to the lows of the day. Let's see if, okay, look at that, guys. Look at that trap. Nasty. All right, we have a key level right there. 745.74. All right, get that rejection off that level. That's where the trap was set. So maybe now with the time, since time has passed a little bit, team, Amazon lows the day might be high single digits. Okay, high single digits possibly. Depends how quickly we get there. Okay, Q's back below PML, guys. Stopped out 30%. Okay, stop really tight. Good, good, good. If you're getting stopped out, manage those stops, guys. Manage accordingly. Don't be afraid of being wrong. Don't be wrong for long. Stick to your setup. Okay. Still in Amazon, down about okay, up about 1%. Okay, no change for me here so far. Apple is banging its head on that PMH. Apple is banging its head on that PMH. Look at this magnet. Okay, we identified this magnet very early this morning, within the first few minutes of the day. Okay. So that's the kind of activity that we're getting. Tesla continues to go, guys. Tesla continues to go. High stakes game with Tesla because of the IV. But if you took Tesla, you took that into consideration, Tesla's the only thing that's pushing the upside cleanly. And Tesla's up basically $4. $4 for Tesla. Amazon. So this is the current trade that I'm in, babysitting. Okay. Tesla continues to push, so you can see Amazon took the shorts here. Okay, my stop was a close above that territory. If your stop is just a tap, you get stopped out there. A couple of more signals coming in. So if SPY continues to drop, this is what I'm waiting for. Okay, this breakdown on Amazon. Okay. So time has passed. We've got into this position about 9:54. All right, about 22 minutes, 23 minutes, close to 25 minutes have passed. All right, so we're basically at the break-even mark in this area. Okay. Also, Amazon is tightening as well. Okay, so we'll keep you guys posted on that. And look at SPY. They trap up there, trap up here, go the other way. Small caps, nice break on small caps. Okay, you got that break pushing to 294.72. That's good for a scalp. We're seeing Nvidia bounce off that PML. You don't catch small caps? How we doing on YouTube, guys? How does SPY work with Amazon? Just overall market weakness. So Amazon's on the verge of breaking down. So if SPY starts to break down, it's going to further enhance the breakdown. If SPY starts to go the other way decisively, then more than likely it's going to put pressure on Amazon to get bought off those lows. So that's basically the logic. That is the logic. Okay. So lackluster first shift. Nvidia done. Another sell-off. Amazon. Good. All right, look at this chop, guys. No signals on SPY yet. All right. Days like this, okay, conditions like this, patience, okay, and managing your risk and taking your profits and not doing too much is what's going to keep you alive. All right, that's what's going to keep you alive. If you took IWM for a quick scalp the upside into 294.72, quick extraction, you had to push into 294.72, I should say. You had to push into 294.79 for a quick scalp. Good. Take a minute to smash the like button, guys. We have 10 more minutes. In the next 10 minutes, if we can get 40 more likes, we will be eligible for a giveaway. I'll be giving away my Getting Started Day Trading course, a 5.5 hour course that takes you from zero to market ready. All right, breaks everything down into simple terms that you can understand, tangible examples, all right, and you can get started on your day trading journey. And that's great for beginners. It's great for people who've been in the game for some time, right, and who have some holes in their game as well. That course will be given out if we can get to 100 likes in the next 9 minutes. All it requires is for 40 more likes. 40 more likes will be there. All right, so we have 160 people joining us so far. So basically 1/3 of that, 1/3 of the viewers there, if they hit the like button, we will get to that 100 level, 100 like mark, and we'll be eligible for a giveaway. All right, so you can see no signals from Shockwave in either direction. All right, so defense. We did see a couple of names break out and break down. Nice breakdown on Nvidia. Nice breakout on Tesla. Okay, Tesla, exercise some caution. IV's a little elevated here as it gets closer to earnings. So again, you have to monitor that. We have QQQ continue to bounce off that PML. Stuck between that 703.32 and that 705. No real decision there. We got Amazon. See if Amazon can make a run to the downside now. So every time it comes lower and gets back higher, right? Those contracts slowly get eaten, all right? Not to the same extent like we saw yesterday with those zeros, all right? Now go back and watch yesterday's episode, okay, if you missed it, all right? But it still loses value if it doesn't take time, if it doesn't happen in a timely fashion. All right, so let's see if we get a nice little push now. So you're tasked with two things. One, moving your stop, okay, because you have to factor in that your break even is getting further and further and further away from your initial entry. Two, close a trade early when you're at a lesser loss. Take some size off. All right. 3, take profits a little earlier. Or 4, keep things the same way. All right. So these are the decisions. These are the things that go through your mind in real time. Okay. It's basically having a contingency plan. Of course, we all want to be in a trade and want the trade to manifest and take place and play out instantly. Right. The chances of that. Do we get into trades that do take place in that fashion? Absolutely. Right, but in this type of condition, it takes a little bit of time to play out. Tesla, guys, look at the break on Tesla. Tesla's making a nice rally. Last week, Tesla got beat up. Tesla's making a nice rally before earnings, it looks like. Okay. So we know something is brewing on Amazon. I just wanted to be to the downside. VIX fell below that 617.67, currently testing at 1750. Amazon's clear winner to the upside. Okay, some of the names in semis as well. The overall space here, you can see they're very close to those lows, unless we have dip buyers in the semiconductor space, memory space. Unless there's dip buyers, there's not a clear trend to the upside. The only reason why those numbers are slightly inflated is because of the gap up. That's the only reason. Keep in mind, the way the data is measured, okay, that's critical. The reason why it's showing green is because it's in comparison to prior day's close. Right? In comparison to where it closed yesterday, not where it opened. What I like to track is where it opened. All right? Because you'll get a different picture. Okay? Same price, different picture. The reason why the open is more important to me is because I'm operating the intraday. I'm operating for that particular day. The close is important. It can be a key level. Starting to tighten here on Amazon. Okay. But the intraday open to me is critical. Alright, so nothing much on SPY, guys. No signal on SPY. This is very reminiscent of the action that took place, I believe it was 2 Wednesdays ago. Alright, we'll review that in just a bit here. SPY is starting to push now, okay? Can SPY start to push into this territory? What kind of response do we get at PMH? We have Qs starting to catch a bit above that. VWAP, can it hold? We have small caps flying. Small caps, nice break on small caps. If you took that, manage accordingly from earlier. Even the reclaim back the upside, at this point it's a scalp. VIX is failing to hold at 1750. 1750 failing to hold. Amazon is starting to wake up to the upside. So stop is still the same. Right, no close above that territory. Above conservative. It's going to be about maybe now between 17 to 25% stop. If I take some of the theta into consideration. Amazon's starting to push as everything else is pushing. Getting close. See if you can get a wick on that candle. Wick back lower. SPY's in that territory. Okay, so what happens here is critical. Okay, do we do what we've been doing this entire time? Come into a level. grab PMH and then drop back lower, or do we get a clear push back the upside as now the Qs are starting to participate, guys? The Qs have reclaimed 705 and the Qs have some strength. Qs have some strength. I'm taking a look at SPY 747s. Okay, if that comes into play. While I babysit Amazon here. See if the Qs can hold above that territory. Do we get a breakout? Do we get a trap? Shockwave gives me a signal there. I'll take shockwave. Okay, I'll take shockwave there. If I get a signal. Okay. Qs have some force behind that move. Amazon down about 20%. Almost about to get stopped. See if that signal can get printed. Okay, that hourly, nice push on the hourly, but it's coming at that rejection territory. Alright, so let's see what takes place here on SPY. Alright. See if that signal can print and remain on the chart. Okay, nope, not in print yet. So candle closure entries are basically the best entries in the past couple of weeks. Okay, candle closure, waiting for the candle closure. Okay, look at the Amazon there. Quickly trapped that breakout. Quickly trapped that breakout. SPY, give me a signal. Look at the 747s. See the 747s can take flight. If we do get a legitimate break. Apple breaking above that PMH. It's gonna boil down to the Qs. Can the Qs lift everything up? If you already allocate a risk here, your stop is all the way down here. And we're at that PMH territory. Okay, see if SPY can come into play. Okay, we have another signal. See if that signal can last. So first shift is in the books. So first shift, just one trade, guys. Sitting in drawdown on that initial trade on Amazon. So one trade for first shift. We got our first break of that range during the flip of the shift. Okay, see if that signal can last on SPY. It's going to be predicated on what the Qs do, guys. Whatever the Qs do is what SPY is going to do. If SPY can come back into that territory, 746.94. So 746.66, I should say. Okay, 746.66. I'll be interested. Give me that tap. Give me a tap at that level. More than likely that would lead to potential. If we do get that break and go, that more than likely that will lead to the potential of an Amazon stop out. But Amazon, I don't want to close above this territory. So the SPY is going to be zeros. Amazon are 1 DTEs. So I don't want to close above that territory on Amazon. So give me a dip into this territory. Count me in on SPY. On the 747s. Yesterday we got one signal from Shockwave, and that signal worked out nicely. So everything is pushing to the upside, guys. Okay, everything's pushing to the upside. All the indexes are in agreement. All the indexes are in agreement. If you did take that, manage accordingly. If you did take that, manage accordingly. Qs are trying to get above VWAP. Give me that dip in this area, count me in. Okay, even if you take this, you can scalp it into this 747.06. Okay, that's that weekly open. Okay. Amazon down about 16%, so I can let that do its thing. SPY come back in a little bit, that'd be great. Coming just a little lower. Okay, come in. Q's rejecting off that PMH. Coming back into that area. Coming just a little lower. Amazon, if I get that close on Amazon above that level, I'll get stopped out. I'm looking for SPY to come into that 746.66. So on the verge of getting stopped out on Amazon. Okay, no close. I want closure will be my stop. Coming just a little lower. Just a little lower. Now look at the 747s on SPY. I want to try to get a candle closure entry. Okay, nice confirmed entry. Just a little lower. If it starts to wick, I'll take it. But if it starts to dump, I'll wait for the reclaim. Okay, I'll take it right there. So I'm in the SPY calls here. Stop all the way here. All right. So I'm in the SPY calls here. Amazon closed above that level, guys. I have to close out. Okay. Stopped out on Amazon. About 22%. Okay. Stopped out on Amazon. Already moved on to SPY. SPY's up about 8%. TP if you need to. So stop out on Amazon. All right. So Amazon did give us an opportunity to TP. If you need to TP on SPY, make sure to do so. We're starting to see some push to the upside. The Qs are starting to take the lead. Okay, so a lot of those scalps. I guess I'm looking for more than what the market is giving. All right, so Amazon, nice stop on Amazon. Look at that massive break on Amazon. Okay, see if I get some follow through on SPY. Into 747.06. That can be your first soft target up there. See if SPY can start to push. The Qs are looking promising here. Qs are looking good, guys. Qs are looking good. See if SPY can start to get a push there. Okay, SPY up 12. If you scalped it there for 12, good, good, good. Came right into that territory. Still in SPY here. That 12 is respectable. Crude starting to push. Crude is putting some pressure on 85. Could be mindful of that. Crude is putting some pressure on 85. If you took profits at 12 on SPY, good, good, good. That might have been all it's going to give. See, give one more push back up. I want the Qs to hold above PMH. I want the Qs to hold above PMH. Because if that can't hold, then more than likely SPY is headed back towards this magnet. Okay, so at least let's see if this territory can get defended. Let's see if we can get defended. Okay, did see 12 here. Did see 12 there. right, just taking profits is key. Taking those profits is key. See if you can resurface back above PMH. Amazon, complete breakout. I like that stop on Amazon. At least don't break this. All right, at least don't break this. All right, my stop is there, but if you can at least bounce off this, that'll be encouraging. If it slices and dices through here, then that means it's probably headed back towards that magnet territory. Okay, so if we can get a bounce off that 746.36, can get some vote of confidence. But look at that 15-minute candle, guys. So this candle right now needs to start to push the upside. Okay. I'm going to get stopped out there on SPY. So stopped out on SPY, stopped out on Amazon. SPY did give 12 there, so that trade went from green to red. So both green to red trades on SPY and Amazon. So it looks like I'm looking for a little more than what the market is giving. All right, so it's giving 9, it's giving 12, it's giving all those TPs. All right, so it looks like I'm looking for a little bit more. Okay, if you just take what the market gives, that can work in your advantage. If you're looking for a little bit more, you get stopped out. Okay, you get stopped out, and that's the nature. So I'm going to get stopped out there rather than waiting for conservative all the way down there. If we can resurface, possibly. We're starting to see Qs really struggle here as well. Small caps, everything's starting to pull back. What I was looking for was a push into the highs of the day. So we don't have any energy to do that. So same thing with Amazon trade. Okay, Amazon trade. Right, as it's dropping here, okay, I was looking for it to drop into the lows of the day. It did provide a TP right here. Right, so I opted to not go for the TP, right, in pursuit of breaking to the lows of the day. Chop, 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 sit in the position for some time, eventually get stopped out. Same thing with SPY. Same thing with SPY, all right, so same thing with SPY. Looking for that little bit of that break to see if we can get put into the highs of the day. Came into this key level right there, 747.06, gave about 12. All right, double-digit opportunity, and then stopped out. So if SPY can resurface, okay, I can possibly re-engage. And I'll take, that'll be my last trade. So yesterday, bunch of stop outs. Today, bunch of stop outs. All right, so the opportunities are there. Just have to take the profit. Take the profit and run. Take the profit and run. Anyone catch that scalp? How we doing, guys? The VWAP, I think I just use a default VWAP. But the actual VWAP, I think is a high low close divided by 2. The default calculation. Let me pull it up. So I use VWAP out of the box. So when I did my indicator, I just used this setting. Yeah, here, source, high low close, high low plus close divided by 3. So high low plus close divided by 3. All right, so scalpers. It looks like this we have a little more of an appetite for more, and that's costed me the past couple of days. Let's see if my VWAP aligns with this VWAP. So yeah, they align. So you can see they're one and the same. The VWAP on Shockwave 2.0 and the VWAP on VWAP. So I just used that. So I just made sure to use the standard high-low. Where is it? High plus low plus close divided by 3. That's a standard setup. So I can either double dip on SPY or double dip on Amazon. Alright, and that'll be the last trade. So again, I could do a better job on getting those taking those TPs. Alright. Alright. But stop outs are there. So if you're scalping, you'll be fine. Even if you're looking for some more and you're getting stopped out, you opt not to take profit. Just still respect your stop. Okay. You'll still be able to survive. So SPY reclaim or Amazon break back lower. Those are some two things I'm looking at. The Qs continue to push. We got the retest of the reclaim, potential reclaim of small caps as well. Okay, small cap SPY coming back into play. See if we get that reclaim. All right. So even here, just waiting that extra second to get that closure would be great. So reclaiming that daily open reclaim. See if that leads into PMH reclaim at the highs of the day. All right, that'll be the last. That'll be the last trade of the day on the reclaim for SPY. Push back above that PMH. We're starting to see the Qs having some success. All right, but they're not. They reclaim that 705 decisively, but I want to see the Qs knock out that 70708. All right, we're starting to see the Dow pull back a little bit, so rotating back into the memory. You can see memory names are starting to push. Tesla, nice push on Tesla. Apple, nice break on Apple. So this one you can scalp out of it, double digits. If you're looking for scale out, you get stopped out. You can see it tells you stop out right there. Okay, see SPY can continue to push. Okay, SPY starting to push, reclaim. Okay, SPY is starting to go. Q's starting to go as well. Q's are starting to break. See these reclaim setups just come back just a little bit. So I have it on Pine, just programmed to the default. Program to default. And you want to take that reclaim. Pull back just a little bit. If you're in a position, of course, you don't want it to pull back. I wanted to pull back selfishly so I can get in. We got small caps, tap brewing. We can go to 748, 747s. Okay, so you get a nice little pull, just a little draw into 746.66. 746.66. Okay, you can go with the 747, 748s. Keep a close eye on those. Looking for an entry here. It makes a difference, guys. Whether you get it filled up here, whether you get filled down here, it makes a big difference. It makes a difference. Qs are breaking out. See if they can hold above that level. Okay, I'll take SPY right there. I'm in the calls. See if we can hold right there. Same risk. My risk is gonna be a little tighter than conservative. It's gonna be this PMH. All right, so second attempt. First attempt, there was an opportunity to take 12%. I opted to see if I can get that into that highs of the day. Second attempt here. All right, so I don't want to see a close below here. And if that leads to a stop out, then that would be 2 back-to-back days, guys. Just stop outs. Okay, 2 back-to-back day stop outs. Amazon, I like that stop on Amazon. Amazon continues to push forward. Okay, there goes SPY. Here, we did take this manage accordingly. There we go. Up 17, up 21. I'm going to take a majority off right there at 23. There we go, SPY. There we go. Look at SPY, guys. Look at SPY. TP where you need to. That's the highs of the day. Okay, holding runners. I want the runners to remain above 747.06. Okay, majority taken off at 23. See if the Qs continue to push. Okay, we've got the shenanigans candle we're looking for. Okay, that was nice. Okay, stay above PMH. Stay above PMH with these runners. If we can stay above PMH, that'd be great. We'll give it until maybe break even. But we got bailed out on that one. All right, see if the Qs can get back above that level. I want this candle to hold its strength if it can hold above that daily open. 747.08. See if there's some follow through behind it. And see if the Qs can start to push. Because if it can, guys, we'll be in the clear. Who took that? If you took that, that was great. That was a nice push. Finally. Trying to give these runners a chance. Very tight leash. Very tight leash. Qs resurface above those highs, that call trigger, that'd be great. All right, make sure to pay the trader. All right, so not taking profit has cost me getting stopped out. That's the cost of not taking profit. All right, so make sure when you do have some profit to take some off. And this was the intentions behind the first setup. All right, highs the day with the majority. See if the runners can start to go. All right, stopped out this go around, and I'll give this maybe until break even, but no close below that PMH. Okay, so this would be the line in the sand. All right, so this setup did work in our favor. Finally, all right. If you're going to take one thing away, guys, from the stream, all these stop outs, you're seeing the trades are working out. But the TPs are short-lived because of the kind of environment. All right, so I might be looking for a little more than the market is giving. And that just requires a small adjustment. Okay, so as long as we don't close below that bold red box, I'm going to hold these runners, all right? So in this case, all right, of course, in hindsight, if you had that mindset of taking TP, see profit, take profit, you'll have your 12% here. If you want to re-engage, you can re-engage there for a little less size. You get that pop to the upside for 23 or 20%, whatever it is, depending on your entry, and then you walk away. Okay, so I don't want to see it close below that level. I want that level to hold. Qs are starting to melt here. That might drag SPY. Okay. Okay, I'll close it right there. I break even. All right. So finally, okay, one trade. Okay. Worked in our favor nicely. All right, just a quick push to the upside. And that runners there, closed it out very close to break even. I don't want it to get back to negative. All right, so that's been the day. So 3 trades. If you're still holding, all right, manage accordingly. You probably need the Qs to continue to push, get a hold above that level. Know where your risk is. Very choppy conditions. See profit, take profit is the right approach. Amazon. This is the power of this is the power of cutting the trade. Okay, so in this case, wrong. Right for 9%, but right for me was lows of the day. Right? Before cracking these highs and continue to push higher and cracking that VWAP. Alright, so that is the invalidation marker. As much as I wanted to get to the lows of the day, is refusing to go to the lows of the day, and it breaks my risk. It goes beyond my risk threshold. So what do I have to do? I have to do the hard thing and just cut it. Okay, I have to do the hard thing and just cut it. And after that, we move on to SPY. We move on to SPY. SPY, take SPY to the upside. Alright, quick for a nice push to the upside in pursuit of highs of the day. We get that nice push at this key level. Alright, that 740, 706 territory, and it quickly retreats. So it gives us about a 12% opportunity, then eventually gets stopped out. My stop was actually tighter than conservative. I use this key level. And then we come back in as it approaches that level. We double dip, we extract the majority of double digits, and then runners at very close to break even. Alright, so depending if you have a trader A or trader B type of profile, those three trades you can walk away in three different, it can play out three different ways. If you're a trader 2 type of profile, trader B type of profile, meaning you on price to hit your target or you get stopped out, all three of those trades you'll get stopped out. Okay, all three of them you'll get stopped out despite the fact that they did have some room for you to extract profits. If you have that scalping type of mindset, all three trades you'll walk away winner. If you're a hybrid, okay, maybe you walk away with 1 out of the 3, 2 out of the 3 that work in your favor. All right, but nonetheless, both traders still need to respect their risk. Okay, because when price doesn't go to targets for trader 2 type of profile, okay, and you get stopped out, the days that it goes to target and trader 1 has FOMO, right, that's your basically your get back. And that makes sense. Okay. Okay, good. 25%, beautiful job, doctor. All right, so very, very shaky conditions, guys. We're still within prior day's range. We're flirting with that PMH. Okay, we're very range bound here. Nice break on Tesla, probably the MVP. Tesla gets that break, high IV, okay. Very close to earnings, cleanest chart, continues to push the upside. How are we doing on YouTube, guys? How are we doing on YouTube? How are we doing on YouTube? All right, so I'll look to take 3 trades, okay, 3 trades every day. Make sure to like the video. I exit Amazon 31%, beautiful job. Took Apple 30%. Apple also present a nice opportunity. Apple, bigger picture, Apple had a nice breakdown brewing. Intraday, calls come into play right there on Apple. Not sure why they didn't show here. Okay, not sure why. Oh, that's why, because I don't have 2.0 there. So Apple, you can see Apple also the cleanest chart. So Apple is going to turn it very soon into regular. Okay. Okay, Apple is going to turn into regular. Or what I like to call a usual suspect. Why is it not pasting? Okay, anyways, we'll fix that later. But nonetheless, Apple, nice push on Apple to the upside. Okay. So that was nice. That was a nice pop on SPY. All right, very, very sticky situation. Tricky action. Let me clear some of those drawings. Where are we in the grand scheme of things? This is where we are, guys. We tapped into that rejection zone, and we're very close to magnet. All right, we just can't seem to create separation away from the 743, 745. How many times have we visited this area? All right, so this area is not new to us. This goes back to the FOMC range. All right, if I spread out this FOMC range, guess what, guys? We're still, although we did make some strides above FOMC range, we're still within the previous FOMC range. And I have not seen this. I don't think I've seen this ever. All right, especially during the Powell administration. This occurs very rarely. All right, so we're still within the FOMC range. Okay, we got below it, we got above it, but we just gravitated back towards it, and the heart of that action is basically our magnet or the sticky territory on the intraday higher time frame. So as long as we're going to be stuck in this area, guys, scalps. See profit, take profit. Right? I know better, so we got to do better. We know better, so let's do better. If you are on that same accord as see profit, take profit, continue to have that approach. Okay? Continue to have that approach. Okay? I scalped the Wobbin 40 bucks. I think I'm going to quit before I go give it back. Absolutely. That's all the market is giving, guys. Sometimes it takes multiple entries, but if that first entry works in your favor nicely, that might be it. Okay, that might be it. Less is more. Less is more. Amazon, possible double dip on Amazon does look appealing. But we need to see SPY start to collapse to the downside. We need to see SPY collapse back to the downside. Any discount for Shockwave? Let's see. Do I have any discount for Shockwave? I'll check. Exit Amazon. I still can't find the free pre-market prep. So pre-market prep is not free, guys. Pre-market prep is in the private community. All right. What's for free is what's on YouTube. Pre-market prep. That's part of our private package. Let me see if there's a Shockwave discount. I've been meaning to host a Shockwave webinar. We haven't done one in a few weeks. All right. I've been meaning to host one. That is a discounted price. That is a discounted price. Okay. The one that I posted on YouTube, that's a discounted price. Because that's the, I'm giving you the lifetime for less than what the yearly is. Okay. That price is for lifetime. Okay. That price is for lifetime. So again, we're breaking back above it. It sat through a little bit of drawdown. Again, if you're trader 2 looking to hit target, okay, you're sitting through drawdown, takes multiple attempts. But if that's your approach, that comes with the territory. All right. This comes with the territory. So it might be in your best interest to use contracts that give you a little more time. George, I have a question. What percentage of trades is mental aspect in overall trading? So it depends on what phase of your career you're in. All right. So in the beginning, you don't know what you don't know. So it's not too mental. In the beginning, it's technical. It's you're learning about the fundamentals. You're learning how things operate. Right. Once you kind of get past understanding the fundamentals, right? Understanding candlesticks, understanding the market dynamics, understanding the sectors, understanding how things move. Once you get past that educational curve, right, and you identified your strategy, you have your setups, Once you get past all that, which can take anywhere from a year to 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, right? That's one mountain you climb. Once you get past that, then it becomes 90% mental. Okay? So it becomes 90% mental. In the beginning, it's not all mental. All right? It's more technical. You have to find your edge, you have to do your back test, so on and so forth. But once you have your system down packed, you know what you're looking for. You have a strong understanding of all the fundamental components of technical analysis. You have the strong understanding, okay, broad market knowledge. You have trader IQ. When you have all those things, you start to get trader IQ. And then once you get to that phase, I would say is upwards of 90 to 95% between the ears. Right? Just 90 to 95% between the ears. Okay, so it comes down to your how are you executing. Sometimes when you peel the layer back on execution, sometimes your execution can be slow or fast depending on maybe previous results subconsciously. Right? Maybe how you did the past few trades. So you have to combat all these different things in your mind. Right? So it goes from being on the chart to between the ears. Okay, so it just depends where you are on your journey. In the beginning, you don't know what you don't know. Alright, so you don't know what the between the ear challenges are, because you're missing so many things. Alright, but the longer you start to do this, you start to understand, okay, you know what, this is a mental sport. Right, you're basically a mental athlete. Alright, you're a mental athlete, and you become good at understanding where the best places are to allocate units of risk. Okay, you just get comfortable allocating risk. You get comfortable managing the risk. You get comfortable seeing setups that work in your favor. You don't get rattled. You don't get overconfident. When you get stopped out multiple times, you don't beat yourself up. You don't just throw your entire system in the trash and now go look for a new system. Right, that is the between the ears. Okay, and just managing the between the ears. And then when you get to that phase, it's about putting guardrails in place to protect yourself from yourself. Now it no longer becomes you versus the market. It becomes you versus you, okay, versus the market. All right, so the market is not even your primary opponent. Okay, it's you versus you, then you versus the market. All right, that's how I'd answer that. That's how I would answer that question. All right, so in the beginning, you have no idea what the mental hurdles are. All right, you have no idea. All right, what it takes if you get stopped out multiple times. How to feel, maybe taking a big loss. That's why experience counts, guys. Especially the traders have been doing this for some time. You've taken a big loss. Maybe we were up on the week and then you gave everything back on Friday. Maybe you're up on a month and you gave everything back in one day. Okay, those painful experiences, if you survive those things, okay, they will make you stronger, but you have to leverage it. Okay, you have to leverage that lesson. All right, so that's how I would answer that question. Yeah, it comes with a walkthrough. It comes with a video on how to set it up. It comes with multiple webinars. Okay. And we will probably host on Saturdays. I've been having my son has flag football games, so I've been unable to do the webinars. All right, but we will squeeze a webinar in. We do a live webinar with Shockwave. We'll go over how it works. Okay, you have access to all the previous recordings for the webinars, and we start to take some questions for the ones who have the indicator, and for the ones who are interested in the indicator as well. So we'll host one of those webinars, maybe not this week, maybe the week after this one. All right, but everything is there on the site. So again, use that link. That will give you access to lifetime. I actually meant to post a different link, but if you use that link, I can give you lifetime with that link. So what would you guys say? What would you guys say? All right. So I said 90% is mental. So what percentage would you allocate to the mental side of trading to build off of Chris's question? What percentage of trading is a mental aspect in the overall scheme of things? What do we think of strikers? On Amazon, 10%, good. On that initial drop, great. You've been doing a tremendous job. Real quiet, right? So I got to give you tremendous credit for that. Your ability to scalp has been tremendous. Nice move on Apple. Nice. Caught that SPY bounce, 1052. Okay, nice. That must have been in this area here. So this one, you caught that one. Good. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Double dip on Amazon approaching. As tempting as it looks, I'll just let it be. 3 is enough for me. SPY once again. All right, so it gives you the scalp. It gives you the scalp for 20 plus. It gives you another signal here. Okay, if you don't want that many signals, you can turn it off. It's completely customizable. This one might start to go because look at the Qs, guys. Qs are also signaling. Will third time be the charm? You can use the key level as your next target, 747.06 if you're scalping. If you're on a larger target, this from here to here is double digits. If you're on something north of 20%, you got to get it up into that white line. So this is basically shockwave. Okay. So keep in mind we're still inside on the day. Keep in mind we're still inside on the day. Qs are starting to go here. Qs are starting to go. Look at memory and SMH. Memory is starting to go as well, guys. Let me take a look at DRAM's contracts. Okay, it's not bad. Contracts are not bad. They're weekly expirations. A little spready. All right, so if you want to play the long game, rotation game, we'll start to incorporate some of the ETFs into the fold. All right, so when we first started, it was SPY only. Then we started to add a couple of names into the equation. All right, and then we can start to add, all right, just some specific sectors as well to play rotation. So you start to see we're just layering in different aspects during your educational journey, especially if you've been here from the very beginning. All right, we're layering different things in. Okay, adding the tools and resources. Okay, so the key levels, everything is basically complete with the key levels. I'm just adding an engine to my key level indicator, all right, on how to detect that question. Basically segues me into the key level engine that I'm building. SMC Queen, her question was, how can you tell on price is about to bounce, right? So there's no 100% way, but it's just gauging what's going on across the board, what kind of time frame continuity there is, what kind of candlesticks are there, what was the previous interaction at that particular level. Those things give you a high probability of price bouncing off that level, slicing through that level, so on and so forth. All right, so once the engine is complete on the key levels, we're going to move on to inefficiencies. All right, so if you've been on this journey from close to day one, okay, hopefully you're continue to learn, continue to incorporate these different teachings into the things you're doing. All right, and you're slowly progressing, and making those adaptations. All right, so to give you an example, it's still in a beta mode. Okay, soon, very soon, with the SAT key level indicator. Okay, the engine that detects bounces, rejections, break and retests, reclaims. Okay, all those things will come into play. Okay, so the one signal that I did give was this breakdown here. Okay, you get the puts right there. All right, see if it gives a signal there. All right, and depending on the time frame, I'm programming a couple of things into it. Depending on the time frame, we'll give you different multitude of signals. All right, so you can see, for instance, here, calls here, calls here, calls here as it reclaims that level, calls here, so you would get stopped out there. Okay, right here, reclaim this level, calls here. Okay, so that is in the works. So once that's in the works, once that engine is refined, okay, that would be available, and then we're going to move on. As we continue to do our program, we're going to move on to the next thing, which is inefficiencies, and then giving you a tool that detects inefficiencies, that gives you the symmetrical inefficiencies. We haven't touched on that this year, but make sure to go back and refer to the ebook that's available in the community. Okay, so this makes a push into the highs of the day. All right, so we have our open range system, Shockwave 15. We have the key level system, where you're going to have signals and an engine that gives you direction based off of those key level interactions. And then that pillar, okay, that chapter will be closed. All I'm going to do from that point on is just the updates. Okay, updates time to time, optimization, and then we're going to go to inefficiencies. And then on the background, of course, we have our own the own platform that I'm building as well. All right, so a couple of projects coming up. Okay, keep in mind these are tools. Okay, it's tools to help you get the job done. Okay, what's the job? To define risk, allocate risk, manage reward. To walk away with more than you came in. Okay, the beginning of the week to the end of the week. All right, and these are just tools. All right, one is a screwdriver, one is a hammer. Okay, think of it like that to help you get the job done. Okay, so you can see the last one, Shockwave. That was a nice break. The reason why that break was nicer is because we had backup. Okay, backup from our big brother QQQ. At break, you take the calls there, pushes us into where, guys? It pushes us into the highs of the day, scale out. So look how many times it took to get the scale out. So this one gets stopped out. This one gets stopped out. If you scalped all three of these, you're doing fine. If you took this to scale out, got stopped out. If you took this to scale out, got stopped out, you're down 2R. And then this one works out, you're up 1R. So you're still in the red, but you're only down 1R after getting 2 losses. If you're holding until TP, even though you lost twice and this works out, you're at break even. Okay, because it's a positive risk reward type of system. All right, so I'm excited about the engine, and that'll be that'll be available very soon. Okay, so if you're on a Shockwave, guys, take advantage of it. Okay. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll go for another 15-20 minutes. So 3 trades, 2 trades on SPY, 1 stopped out, 1 worked in our favor. Amazon stopped out. Memory name starting to push the upside. Yeah, that's live 100%. IWM also went, guys, early on. All right. IWM continues to take care of itself. Continues to hold its own. Right, you get that break, so you want that reclaim. You take the reclaim with the scale out. Again, we discussed how IWM has a lot of overhead resistance, so you got to treat it as a scalp. Okay, you don't know which one is going to be the one that does break, but more than likely, it's going to take more than one push to get that break. All right, so when you see these key levels converging in this fashion, you're going to treat them as a scalps. Okay. All right, so scale out here, scale out there as well on IWM. So folks who have shockwave, what's your favorite ticker to trade via shockwave for the ones who have it, guys? What's your favorite ticker? NVIDIA, possible double dip on NVIDIA. What's your favorite ticker to trade? Or your favorite three? If it's just one, NVIDIA, possible double dip opportunity on NVIDIA. Tesla SPY. So latest signal NVIDIA. If SPY can start to slide to the downside, Qs can start to slide. That can possibly help NVIDIA get that complete breakdown. All right, so look how many attempts it took. Look how many attempts it took. Okay, slow grind. That shake a few players out. Shake and bake. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's at least hit 100 likes. I know you guys, you can be doing anything else, but you decided to join our stream on this mid-July. So it is a testimony to how much you want to learn. Or it's a testament to how much you want to learn, how dedicated you are to your craft. It looks like Trump is meeting with someone, leader in Lebanon. Let's pull up to that. Okay, yeah. Commander-in-Chief is speaking, guys.
Oh, I'd say he's handsome also.
Let me know if the audio is good.
The most important leaders in the Middle East, actually. We do this because they've been trying to do this for decades, right? Decades and decades. So, if I made that statement about that's one of the subjects we're going to be talking about.
Thank you, Mr. President. My question is, the Lebanese army said today that Israeli forces opened fire in proximity to the Lebanese trying to deploy in one of these pilot zones. This is day 2 of the pilot zones. Are you prepared to take any additional steps to put pressure on Israel to withdraw, which I believe President Aoun is planning to ask you?
Well, I just heard about that before this conference just happened, and we'll be looking at that, yeah.
Mr. President, there are no signs that Iran is ready to stop fighting. So what is the plan? Is the plan to just keep bombing until they give up?
There are no signs. Why, do you know something that I don't know?
Will they continue to attack our allies and
You
kill
don't know
Americans?
what the dialogue is behind the scenes, that they want to meet desperately to try and end it. because they're getting decimated. You don't get that when you listen to your fake station, but you don't know anything.
So talks are
you know
still
something
possible,
that I don't
likely?
know? Do you know something I don't know?
Well, tell us.
I will tell you, they want to desperately meet, and until they're ready to meet in a meaningful way, we have no interest in even.
Mr. President, are you planning on putting any pressure or consequences on China for what you announced about them meddling in the 2020 election?
Well, we're going to talk to them about it. It took place a long time ago. I think China is maybe a little bit different today than it was then. But look, they do things and we do things to them. I'll be honest. We do things to them too. It's not a one-way street. But we'll be talking to them. Yeah.
Mr. President, it's something that doesn't get talked about a lot, but the Border Patrol recorded 14 consecutive months, no releases at the southern border. This is something you talked a lot about on the campaign trail, that you couldn't run on the job that you did on the southern border. Do you feel similarly at this point in time with midterms, considering how well of a job you've done? What is the lesson to be learned about Border Patrol?
Well, thank you for that question. The fact is, and maybe it pertains a little bit with respect to you and borders and everything else, we had a border that was totally out of control. I probably won the election, at least partially, on the border, would you say? And the border now, we literally in 14 months, I think it came out this morning, actually, it was just announced, and in 14 months we had nobody coming through, zero people. I have to understand, millions came through, and we had 0 people come in illegally into our country. And that's made by people that happen to be Democrats, largely Democrats, the people that do those stats. And I'm sure they don't like saying it, but we really had virtually nobody coming in, and they actually say nobody, not even virtually. So it's amazing what's happened there, and very people talk about that anymore. You know, they don't like talking about that. They don't like talking about Venezuela, where we lost no people. I'll be going to Dover for something that I feel is it's a great honor for me to do it. These are people that want it, and they feel like I do, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Very simple. It's a very simple dictum. They cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have. They're not going to. They have no chance of having a nuclear weapon. And as far as Iran is concerned, I'll let Pete maybe say a couple of words, but we are doing very well. We are degrading them at levels that nobody thought was possible. They're being degraded really so seriously. They did slip something through in Jordan, and if we had other operators, you know, would not happened, unfortunately. But because we have the best equipment in the world, you know, we've stopped almost everything. But when you let other people do your job, with the United States, we let other people do the
committed to the cause just like you are. Something no president's been willing to do. 47 years, they build up a conventional capability like the North Koreans did. Remember, that's how North Korea made their way to a bomb. So much weaponry that no one was willing to stand up to them. President Trump was, and it continues to this day. Iran's been given every opportunity to negotiate, to show that they're reasonable on the Strait of Hormuz. But if they're going to shoot at commercial shipping, then we're going to hit them, as the president said, 10 times harder, which every night we're degrading them further and further. And the president has all the options necessary. If they want to talk, they can talk. Otherwise, they can deal with the War Department, and we're prepared to
The
do that.
blockade is up and fully, I mean, it's, nobody gets through. Nobody gets through the blockade. It's like a steel wall.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yesterday, there was another attack on an ICE facility, this time in New York City. What, in your view, is prompting these attacks, and do you have a message for those who are attacking ICE?
You're talking about the fire that was set in front of the federal building? Well, this is what's happening with the people that they allowed to come into our country. They shouldn't have allowed them to come in. They shouldn't be here. They're radical lunatics, and I'm getting them out. You know, we're getting them out at a pace. You know, we've gotten rid of more than any other president.
Okay. Qs continue to lead the way, guys. Qs are driving everything higher. Small caps leading the way as well. SPY getting the relief Papa needs. And finally gets his break here. And then when it gets his break after the third attempt, it goes to scale out and it goes to TP1. Alright, so third time was the charm. The difference was, if you go back and see, was this go around, we did see the Qs get that break as well. So those two things did work out nicely. And I want to bring this to your attention as well. If you guys recall here, guys, this morning, right, that key zone was critical. We flirted with it on the Qs multiple times. We finally get that push above it, and that gives SPY the lift it needs to get above that PMH. And now we're starting to see the Dow continue to push, and now we're starting to see small caps above PMH and continue to accelerate as well. All right, so it took some time, but eventually got that break. So how long did it take? It took about an hour, close to 11 o'clock, an hour and 30, an hour and 38 minutes. All right, so close to an hour and 40 minutes is how long it took for us to put some pressure on that break. So here, 3 signals from shockwave, right? Scalp. But if you want to hold it to TP, stop out, TP1 hit. And now it continues to push the upside, okay? So even in these kind of conditions, those signals are coming in. Same thing came in on small caps, and same thing came in on the Qs. All right, let's continue to listen here. SPY, and Palantir, good. With NVIDIA, I remember an amazing recent stream by Top G, like NVIDIA. Just pretends that it moves for R15 and gives you 2 times out 10. So now, Wild Horse, like Stressla, when Stressla moves, R15 is an ATM machine, 100%. It is an ATM. All right, so think of the time when you get stopped out as the fees. All right, the ATM fees. And then when it starts to go. So again, they made it a little tricky, but eventually continue to push. Any questions on YouTube, guys? Any questions on YouTube? Any questions on YouTube? Any questions on YouTube? Okay, so on mine, 3 trades, multiple opportunities across the board. Came down the line. I decided to go with Amazon, and I decided to go with SPY initially. Stopped out on Amazon, stopped out on SPY, and eventually worked out. And then the third one was the one that worked nicely. So this one, technically, I took this kind of on my own strength. All right, so if I just waited, it would eventually came into fruition. All right, guys. Any other questions? Any other observations? Power hour show. I'm thinking of doing a power hour show, but again, power hour. Sometimes what happens is, you make money in the morning and you come back for power hour, you give back the money you made. All right, that's why I'm kind of against it. All right, or maybe trading a different asset class during power hour. Right, but I just don't want to put people in that predicament. All right, but if I do decide to do a power hour show, maybe once a week, it might just be analysis. We talk about what's going on. We bring some opportunities to your attention. We walk through it. We'll see. Maybe in the fall. Okay. We're starting to fade here after going to TP1. Okay, starting to fade here after going to TP1 slightly before, just before that 748.10. Okay, just before that 748.10. What is the difference between buy puts and sell puts? So those are two different things. When you're buying the puts, right, meaning you're buying those contracts, you're just looking for an appreciation on those contracts, you're looking to sell them. Right, when you are selling puts, right, or writing a put, you receive the premium. You want the stock to stay above the strike price, okay, or rise. All right, so that's a different technique than if you're buying the put contract on its own and looking to take advantage of depreciation on that said contract. All right, so I'm not selling the puts or writing the puts. Those are two different strategies, because when you're buying the puts, you're bearish. Okay, when you're buying the puts at a certain price, and you want the market to drop to the downside. Okay, and then those puts start to gain appreciation. They start to appreciate. When you're selling the puts, a different technique, right? You're bullish or you're neutral. Okay, so it's a different approach, different technique. So I know it may sound similar, but it's different. In the money, out the money. In the money means the strike price is beyond the price of the contract. At the money, strike price is at what the underlying price is. Out the money is the strike price is beyond the current price. So all these things you have to understand before you click any buttons. Okay, you have to understand these things. You have to understand strike price, spreads, have a good understanding of the Greeks, IV, HV. You have to have a strong fundamental understanding of all these things before you click any buttons. Okay? That's like if you're going to fly a plane, right? If you're going to fly a plane, you have to know what all the knobs and all the buttons and all the functions of the plane are before you start to fly it. Same thing, right? Think of your options chain, think of your chart, think of that as like a mini cockpit. All right? So you have to know all the functionalities in and out. All right, when the IV is a little elevated, okay, that's probably like, okay, there can be some turbulence. All right, you make the proper adjustment. Yeah, probably do once a week, maybe on Fridays or Thursdays going to Friday. We'll see. All right, let's get through this summer stretch. Let's grind through the summer. We're on episode 139. All right, so the grind is real. It was just one day. I had a travel day. We didn't do a stream, but every single day, minus that day, we have an episode for you. Okay, and we at least, I think it was just one episode where we didn't take a trade. I believe it was one episode. And not forcing trades for the sake of forcing trades, trading trades that meet the criteria of the setup. All right, meet the criteria of the setup. So 140 episodes in the books. Before that, 25. Right, over probably another 200 episodes. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions before I wrap it up? Any questions on YouTube? Before we do wrap it up, if you're looking to join our community, if you're looking to join our team, Make sure to go to smartactiontrade.com. All the tools and resources are there for you to take advantage of. All right, what are the tools and resources? We have the community, of course, live trading and training, courses, resources, options, flow, data, supportive community. We have an outstanding community of traders. We've cultivated a lot of traders that are more than willing to share their ideas. It's just, I can't express how awesome of a community that we're cultivating and building. We have indicators and tools for TradingView that can allow you to trade the opening range, mark out the most important key levels. We have courses for you to take advantage of. And if you need that personalized learning, we have coaching as well. All available to you at smartactiontrade.com. Everyone on YouTube should be in the free tier community that comes with the 24/7 stock market newsfeed at no charge. You can pair this with the live stream every single day. The only thing it costs you is your time and a like and a subscribe. That's it. All right. So that's basically the requirement for you to be in that, and that comes with the free 24/7 stock market newsfeed, along with the YouTube stream, of course, along with a bunch of free resources there. When you're ready to take the next step, level up, you have access to our monthly community. You have access to live trading, delay-free, ad-free. You have access to our pre-market prep stream. You have access to our course. You have access to all the SAT key level indicator. You have access to a library of webinars in there for you, live options flow data, AI alerts, whatever you can think of, it's available in our community. When you're ready to level up to yearly and save 4 months, so you have 4 months for free and also get a bonus coaching call. So again, you get charged for 8 months, but you get charged for 8 months, but you get access for 12 months. Make sure to upgrade to the yearly, and that comes access with 90 days of Shockwave 1.0, 9-day access to Shockwave 1.0. All right, so that's $689. All right, so that's where you want to start. If you're interested, make sure to take advantage, guys. When fall rolls around, these prices will increase. Okay, they will increase. We try to keep them as low as possible. It's an absolute steal, right? The amount of value that you do get is unmatched. Okay, so make sure to take advantage. It's a very low barrier to entry. So if this stuff resonates with you, jump in the community. Use the code TRIAL30. There's a few spots available on the trial. There is no free trial, but there is a discounted trial. Use the code TRIAL30. That'll get you 30% off your first month. Right, so give it a spin. That's available. All you need to do is go to Start Monthly and then click the code TRIAL30. Should work. Okay, TRIAL30. That should save you. Okay. TRIAL30. Boom, there you go, 30%. All right, that's your trial. All right, take advantage. There's about 15 codes available. Once that fills up, it fills up. So obviously, there's still some spots available for the trial. Take advantage of that. That's a great place to start. All right, there's a great first month opportunity, $48 for the first month. Indicators, all right, indicators are also available. The link pinned up top, I meant to pin this link there. That link pinned up top in the chat will give you access to lifetime. We have access to quarterly, yearly, lifetime as well. All right, so I have more indicators coming out. This indicator page will get revamped, and a couple of other indicators will be available to you for purchase as well. Course available as well, guys. Everything's available to you. Go to smartactiontrade.com and take advantage of all the resources and tools that are available. All right, as always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Great show, George. You know, I always say on Apple trade, a day keeps a doctor. Yeah, absolute debt collector away. Absolutely, Apple has been moving nicely past couple of days. Even that breakout in Apple today was very, very clean. Even gave that opportunity for that retest. Okay, look at that. All right, so if you trade Apple, you definitely want to pair that Apple with Shockwave. Boom. All right, nice push to the upside. Okay, as always, guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, and God bless each one of you.
Jesus is the answer. Oh. When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there. Jesus is the answer. I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Burning after green candles like they could save my soul. But prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Ooh, yeah. Build my house on sand. Watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly key because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worthy,
not because I'm strong,
not because I'm strong,
but because the shepherd
never share.
never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain,
the cross still stands when
everything goes fake.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone.
Every man,
Their fear inside my chest.
so bold,
Questions without answers.
answers,
Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
but Psalm 23,
Kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
life story I could never write.
turning broken chapters into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Market's about to sway.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The car still stands when
everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall,
Christ remains Lord over all.
the market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control,
The Lamb who was slain,
the King who will reign
the Alpha and Omega.
forever the sun.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley,
You are with me.
shadows around me.
You are with me.
Through the valley,
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charge went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going free,
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
But prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in,
Watch the tide roll in.
learning every earthly
Every king
kingdom has an end.
come has an end.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep,
I couldn't see the light.
couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong,
Souls got so
strong I couldn't win the fight.
the fight.
But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child,
Keep walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worthy,
not because I'm strong,
not because I'm strong,
but because the shepherd
never share.
never leaves his own.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Market's about to sway.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The cross still stands when
everything goes fake.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone.
Every man,
Their fear inside my chest.
so bold.
Questions without answers.
Answers,
Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
but Psalm 23,
Kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chapters into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Markets start to sway.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain.
The car still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
He's today and now. The King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change,
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
so remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain,
The King who will reign
the Alpha and Omega.
forever the sun.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley,
You are with me.
shadows surround me.
You are with me.
Through the valley,
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charge went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going stream,
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
But prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in,
Watch the tide roll in.
learning every earthly
Every king
kingdom has an end.
come has an end.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep,
I couldn't see the light.
couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong,
Souls got so
strong I couldn't win the fight.
Win the fight.
But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep.
walking on.
Not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried,
not because I'm strong,
not because I'm strong,
but because the shepherd
never share.
never leaves his own.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the market
Markets start to sway.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The cross still stands when
everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone.
Every man
There's fear inside my chest.
so bold.
Questions without answers.
Answers.
Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
But Psalm 23.
Kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace. The God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chapters into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the market
Markets start to sway.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The car still stands when
everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
He's today and now. The King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change,
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is
the
simple.
debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever
side. I still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall, the price remains Lord overall. The market can give, the market can take, but eternity rests on a different stage. So when the candles flicker and uncertainty grows, I remember the one who's already in control. The Lamb who was slain, the King who will reign, the Alpha and Omega, forever the same. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Though I walk through the valley, you are with me. Shadows around me, you are with me. Through the valley, Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Jesus is the answer. Oh. When the charge went dark, what? When the road got narrow, oh. He was there. Jesus is the answer. Oh. I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen. Thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Make me complete. Running after green candles like they can save my soul. Like my soul. The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Ooh, yeah. Build my house on sand. House on sand. Watch the tide roll in. Watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep. Look so deep. I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, strong I couldn't wing the fire. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep walking on. Not because I'm worthy, not because I'm worthy, not because I'm strong, not because I'm strong, but because the shepherd never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. In the storm when the market starts to sway, through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the cross still stands when everything goes fake. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone. There's fear inside my chest. So cold. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch. Kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy, life story I could never write, turning broken chances into testimony and life. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the car still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found. If you're tired of running, if you're carrying change, if you're searching for purpose in success or in fame, the good news is simple. The debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day. 3 days later, the stone rolled away. Father's side. I still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall, the price remains Lord overall. The market can give, the market can take, but eternity rests on a different stage. So when the candles flicker and uncertainty grows, I remember the one who's already in control. The Lamb who was slain, the King who will reign, the Alpha and Omega, forever. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Running after green candles like they could save my soul. The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand, watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, I couldn't win the fight. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep
Walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried.
not because I'm strong,
Not because I'm strong.
but because the shepherd
Never share.
never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain.
the cross still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone,
Every man.
their fear inside my chest.
So bold.
Questions without answers,
Answers.
battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch,
But Psalm 23.
kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the
Market's about this way.
through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain.
the call still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running.
If you're carrying change,
If you're searching for purpose.
in success or anything,
The good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later.
The stone rolled away.
Death lost the victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes.
Whoever will come
Will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall,
Christ remains Lord over all.
the market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control,
The Lamb who was slain.
the King who will
The
reign
Alpha and Omega.
forever the sun.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the answer.
ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley.
You are with me.
Shadows around me.
You are with me.
See the valley.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
Made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in.
Watch the tide roll in.
Learning every earthly
Every king.
kingdom has an end.
Come has an end.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep.
I couldn't see the light.
Couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong, because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worthy,
not because I'm strong,
not because I'm strong,
but because the shepherd
never share.
never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows,
Lose the joy and pain.
the cross still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone.
Every man,
There's fear inside my chest.
so bold.
Questions without answers.
Texas,
Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
but Psalm 23.
Kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Market's about to sway.
through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain.
the call still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
He's today and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change,
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is simple.
debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is dead. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
so remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain.
The King who will
The
reign
Alpha and Omega.
forever the same.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley,
You are with me.
shadows around me.
You are with me.
Through the valley,
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going stream,
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in.
The tide roll in.
Learning